Hi-oh, beefer! Away!
Welcome everybody to Cars. Once again, we're here with more coverage for the Premiership Qualifiers for ETF2L Highlander Season 25. It's time for the losers finals. 2 more teams remain and only 1 more can make it into Premiership for the upcoming season.
We're looking forward to is going to be Lucrosa against him.
Bad Dragons.
Bad Dragons, of course. The admins eventually, I think, came up with a system that sort of suited everyone. They had a couple of attempts at making this bracket, and eventually we got to kind of the 3 teams that needed to duke it out. Obviously, we've already seen Samsung get through earlier in the week, so they'll be playing Prem with the 4 automatic qualifiers. And yeah, the winner tonight will also be going for that last spot. So both these teams have kind of a lot going for them. Lucrosa, a lot of these players are either a bit rusty or they haven't played an awful lot of Highlander, but they do have a lot of big names for sure. And on the side of Bad Dragons, you've got obviously a more established team that's played together for quite a while.
With the map coming up tonight, it's ProPlan up first. If we go to 3, we have a lineup of ProPlan and Product First upward as the decider, the only payload map tonight if it goes to distance here. I'd be up for that. Always nice to have some variety in the game modes played here in Highlander. And we'll see, maybe it comes down to that. And I'm excited. Looks like the game will be starting very shortly here. In fact, we are going live now with map number 1 in this best of 3 potentially between Bad Dragons in blue, Lucrosa in red for the Premiership Qualifiers to make it as the last slot in this season's Premiership.
Yeah, neither demo particularly fast. Boshi, as we expect, is actually the first amid. He's on that roof super early, getting a lot of spam down both teams. Actually, Bad Dragons decided to roll out Shutter while Lucrosa have gone on their ramp. Lucrosa in a decent position. They've already got the frag onto Boshi. Alves able to run over the top, get some damage out. There's a lot of position on point here for Bad Dragons. Walker just tanking heals, walking forward, putting a lot of pressure down. They pick up Demos as well. It was actually, I think, a roller from long distance, but Walker's still on the point, not getting focused down at all. He might actually win the heavy 1v1 against Kronk as well. Holv goes down in the backlines. A couple of fags traded either way, but the cap has come in for Bad Dragons.
Ooh, that's a lot of kills in the end, though. Sniper contested by the Spy eventually, but just hits the melees, and Nightmare is just getting contest broken there in the backline. Still wasted some time. Is it enough to stop a push here? It doesn't look like it. The Crosshair just parking himself on the point. Uber comes out from very far back. Because he has to go deep to try to keep up with the Solly there, but they pick things up on the flank. Spy and Sniper pick up 1 each. Makes this a lot better here, but do not like the position at the end of this. Lucrosa just got too much space early with the Sniper contested at the beginning of this exchange. Get the point kept up as well. Short stand point for Bad Dragons. Uber exchange largely even out of this too. Everyone's still up. Every medic still alive as well. So good time to be on point for Lucrosa at the moment.
Yeah, but Bad Dragons decided they want to take space as well. Walker's going to win the heavy 1v1 against Kronk. He's going to walk into Demos, get a lot of damage down, but the combo has gone down for Bad Dragons. Nightmare lurking in behind DKZ, who is going to just about sneak out of there. So while they have a decent amount of cap time down, they didn't really get enough frags in enough position. If they'd cleaned up that Demos frag, I think that would have made a huge difference. But Boshi went down just before the push.
I do like the quick pace Bad Dragons is going to point with, though. It's not wasting any time here. They just want to make another move. Never want Lucrosa just get easy time on a point. They always want to have them contested here. Now they have to do before this as well. You do want to use this one smart and not just right away if you can. Some pick classes chasing kills in DQZ, unfortunately one of them as well. Boshi is in the flank, it's walked over by Alf2 on the flank. And with Broken Down on top of that, both on combo and flank, things are not looking pretty for Bad Dragons.
Yeah, that's the risk. Whenever you try and push from the left-hand side and the sniper sat on his ramp, you are obviously walking into a sight line. We'd thought the initial shot was taken by Quarky. He took a ton of damage entering, but DQZ wasn't quite through in time to utilise the fact that the sniper had already taken the shot and did go down immediately. They've gone for a force here on Lucrosa. Got it out of Austin pretty easily. Walker's going to go down for it, but everyone is nice and far back. A good kind of escort there from both the Pirate and the Scout, so they've probably built decently here. DKZ is still only at 50%, so it's going to be a while before they can use an advantage push. It's actually not going to be a huge advantage either, just kind of 25-30%, but probably something they could do something with.
Yeah, let's see what they can do with DKZ's Uber coming up. Man has some experience on Medic as well as Soldier here, so that might help, right? I mean, always nice to know exactly what a Soldier can do against you here, but for now, I don't think it's a Soldier they have to be afraid of here. You have to cross the sideline a little bit to get anywhere close to point. but also do it so early. They couldn't even pop until now to do anything, and the bluff works. Lucrosa just fears Diva a little bit, just tries to clear it with pick classes. Soda gets one, Sniper gets one each. It's going to be some numbers on repush potentially happening here. Alf very ahead of the curve at least. That flank is one to watch out for. Had some good success so far. A little bit ahead of the play here right now, but the combo is still backing it up at least. All on point, dealing some damage. Demo under the point, not having a fun time either. Walker still in under the point after so long in this fight here. Trades with the Demo Man, favorably at least. And that might be a nice pick to have here.
Oh, yeah, obviously they had the heal advantage for quite a while there. But Bob comes in against from Boshi, trying to pick up Austin once more. Quarky going really, really deep with the Uber, continuing to plow forward into the lobby area. Pyro as well. They're all going really deep into lobby. They pick up Demos, they pick up Alv, but eventually just a couple of players go down. DKC going down in the backlines as well.
They chased so much and people were just behind them after they were all this deep into lobby. They got what they wanted, but Austin going down for the price of your own medic is debatably not really worth it here. If it just means that they have better spawns right on the cap. You bombed late, will not do it. Sniper finds the heaviest one before they get any more damage into Austin after that first bomb here. Just very unfortunate timing there on Bad Dragon's position, and it's going to be the last few seconds. Round number 1, if they can't land on point right now, they will get some overtime here, but it should be easy cleanup. Will it be easy cleanup? They're fighting back, getting some kills out of it, but Paro just air blast away projectiles. Clean up by Demos with that 2 to clean up round number 1. Fairly convincing round start for Lucrosa here.
Yeah, definitely a very solid win for that first round. Really, Bad Dragons, they struggled to dislodge Lucrosa from just the ramp area, which is obviously the key hold on this map. So they're going to either have to win a mid more convincingly. We see immediately Boshi getting a really good rollout, pressuring Demos back. So it's made a lot of space. Bad Dragons can completely walk through for relative free. A big bomb did come in. DKC's got a ton of damage, has gone down. Nice play from the flank, and my game has crashed.
Is it really the flank of Alpha is just in the middle of everyone going straight in? Just finding the perfect opportunity to feed for the medic here. And, it's a mixed bag, right? You lose the midpoint, you get the medic kill, so you probably, much like last round, can come back pretty quickly on the side of Lucrosa, make a play right when he was ready again. Just a matter of what Bad Dragon has against it. It's so hard to do much about this right now. You want to live, of course. Preferably you want to force early, let alone at all here. If the Lucrosa gets away with just capping without using this would be disastrous. But damage is there, Austin's weak, but they don't want to pop at all.
Yeah, you're going to have to continue for a sec here, Dub.
Alright, well, they get a lucky break here on Lucrosa. That's not going to be new about at all here. Worst case scenario for Bad Dragons, but once again, like we've seen before, round number 1, they always want to be on the move here, want to contest this quickly, want to have this Uber out of the equation early if they can. There's going to be a couple of people caught in a crossfire here, but as long as their own medic gets out, the better. It's fine. Pyro chase, but just air blasted away. DQZ doesn't even dare contest back area there, doesn't go any closer to spawn, just in case someone's flanking them behind, just stays close with his teammates, plays it smartly, get a couple counter frags with it in the meantime as well. And now they have the Uber in their hands, on the move onto point once more here. What's the contention on the cross are gonna be? That is popping right in. They don't pop it at all. They just wanna go, but they're not pressing the button.
Austin was staying so close that whole time. Somehow they don't get a call on how close Austin was playing. If they just popped the Uber, it was a guaranteed medic kill. And they just waited and waited and waited to pop it. No one making the call. Bomb coming in. Medic drop. That's a complete disaster from Bad Dragons from what could have been a slam dunk.
Alright, it's still the first minute of the clock here. Timer's even right now. But if the timers are even with you having a significant Uber advantage here, are they really even at all? That won't last much longer, I would imagine, here, and Bad Dragons has to come back once again and play from the backlines again. I've been here this match before, but I don't think they would like this too much if they could just swap it around quickly here. So what is gonna be the answer for the blue squad? Spy behind, Solly behind, going for a quick move as they're going in with the play up top on the point. Get the force here pretty quickly, but can they live at all here? They lose a couple, but once again, as long as the medic lives, that's the least you really want to see out of this fight to call it success. So a couple casualties here, but they get out the better for it. Still have the Spy in the back as well to play off, maybe with some good timing, but for now, this Uber has to just come up and do some work at this time.
It just to see from Demos there how he just wanted to clear the point. There's a lot of players on point you can shoot at, but you'd normally expect, if it was Joe, you'd normally expect a big bomb coming in, but now we see the bombs coming in from Bad Dragons. They try to get towards Austin, so the sliver of health gets the health back. Yuka not in position to finish him off, but so many frags have gone in Bad Dragon's favour. Austin's going to have to run back to spawn, eventually picked up by his spawners, so they are going to have a bit of an advantage, but they've given up the point, and Bad Dragons, for the first time in a while, are going to be able to get their hold set up.
That was really unfortunate for Quark as well. Just about fell short, hitting the last sticky on the medic. Austin gets out alive. Gonna make a difference here in the end. Like you said, it's gonna be some time on them for the point on Bad Dragons that they can get away with here. But for how long? Austin Super's up now. Early fourth. Quark just hammers down the damage this time around. That's gonna help quite a bit. DQZ also notably not really in danger just yet. Polish peeks to Shutter. They know where the medic is, but getting any closer might just not be worth it here. They're playing it safe. Don't contest the lobby area whatsoever. Just take the point, take the time, and if you're on the lead like this already, just taking the time, you can get away with this very easily here as long as you trade back from this Uber pretty quickly. DQZ and team don't want that, but they have to work hard now. They need a better Uber than before, and that last one wasn't that bad, but the medic really has to fall now.
Yeah. We see they're way to the right a little bit, they're getting people buffed up. Looks like they might just try and take this in for free. DQZ walking forward. Now they use the Uber again. It's kind of late and it's given Lucrosa enough time to shuffle all of their players out. Just the flank going down on the other side. Boshi comes in onto the battlements area. Great jump from him. Picks up Austin. He was completely unseen, and that's a beautiful little bomb.
Alright, so far so good here. Gonna keep Awesome Scuba down, keeps the advantage up for DQZ. Nice sniper at the end as well, demo down as well. They can just dry push this actually for a little bit. His spawn's slowly coming, but if they're fast, there's gonna be some pressure on point, and it's gonna be difficult for Bad Dragons to really contest right now. The Heavy will try, but just gets mowed down by Kronk. Taking that man down will help quite a bit here and make things a lot easier to just wrap up the last bit of cap time.
Oh, that's such a good play from Crip there, just knowing that they had the numbers advantage, walking in behind, you know, through the lobby area, through the shutter, just flanking as Nightmare came in from the front as well. Beautifully coordinated, and they just completely pincer the sniper and medic combo that was the only survivors for Bad Dragons. They go down, and now Austin once more has a gigantic advantage, and only 16 seconds left to defend the point.
Alrighty, well, Bad Dragons with only 50 seconds doesn't sound so bad if it wasn't up against only 5. Halftime once again, that's Uber being forced, but this is so little overtime they bought themselves here. Will it be enough? They won't have an Uber come up either. Quark on high ground just tries to rain down damage, but isn't hitting the stickies, just rushes them. Like they have to rush every decision right now. Onto point it goes, but easy cleanup to get. A mini in the back, and Power and Demo Man just hammering down the damage on the cap itself. Will clean up. Round number 2, a better effort by Bad Dragons this time, but each and every passing second on this map so far, they just have to spend being down on time or being down on Uber, if not both. And it just makes it really, really tough. They really need a better start now.
Yeah, they did have a couple of decent situations there, but pretty much every time Lucrosa was just able to push the point, you know, within 10-20 seconds of that hold going up. So if they're going to change it around, they're going to have to get that hold going for much, much longer.
Alright, let's see. Round number 3. This is map point Lucrosa. They win this round. They win map number 1 in this best of 3 here. Win a 1v1 on a point already makes this a good start right away. Spy looks to be spotted in the back as well. Rambo cleans that up just fine. Looks like Neva Spy a success though. Nightmare in a 1v1, but gets the win over Meave. And that's just gonna make things tough for them on the point itself, not being just helplessly outnumbered. They're fighting back with what they can. Some shots being landed here. Heavy aggro, but just outdone on the health. DQZ with a tough time. Spy still there. Soldier bomb as well. No way out for DQZ. Great timing all around. They still will find the force at least, but even with this force, it's advantage Austin at the end of this.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how Bad Dragons are playing this. I think if you're gonna take the space across the point, you need pressure from a different angle, and the best class to give that is your soldier bombing over the roof, and then you've got the threat of the soldier coming in. He can distract a lot for the demo man. At the moment, Bad Dragons are not synchronizing that at all. They decided to push across the point to take a combo versus combo fight, exactly as Boshi had just gone down underneath. So they lose that fight. They didn't have the soldier they needed to aggress. Trying to get aggressive now. Walker taking a lot of damage. Actually is able to win a fight against Demos, and Boshi has been able to completely stuff them in there, just coming in behind. He's so evasive with his phenomenal rocket jumping ability, just completely cuts off the exit that Lucrosa wanted, and they were just mulched in that corner.
That was really good damage. Crucially, a funny knife of the scouts on blue hit the medic, dealt the last bit of damage here for the sticky to kill. Austin at the end of this one. Advantage on Bad Dragons out of this one. Jevon trying to hide behind. Boshi will see that coming early and has backup too. He's already there. In fact, the entire flank just fighting each other in the backlines here, but each and every one of them is going down on Lucrosa. 3 down in the attempt to overwhelm the flank. Fun idea to try to like 3v1 someone in the backlines, but if all 3 happen to be there, that ends pretty badly right now. Very quickly, so Bad Dragon still with a pretty point in their contestation right now. Lucrosa, at this point, might just wait for spawns and Uber at the same time here. Get ready for a push once it's clear to go. And with a Boshi kill on top of that, now it's as good a time as any, I think.
Yeah, it looks like Demos has dropped down. Austin's now committed. The Uber is out, but it's so far back and no jump coming in from Quarky. I don't know if that was perhaps a force from the soldier, I wasn't quite aware of, but now better Uber coming in from the crosser. They're going to be able to chase. They take Fridge out, but he's been able to buy enough time for the rest of them to get out of there. DKZ briefly, I think, walking into the spine, revealing him, but will get out there safely. So they're gonna have to wait for some spawns, but they haven't got the Uber advantage they would have liked. They need to get a pick on the point here if they want to repush shortly, but it looks like they're trying to take it in pretty instantly. They don't quite have the players they want with them, so it is very, very risky at the moment. But they're suddenly surging forward. Walker, Fridge taking the heals, get a lot of damage down. Grip living on a sliver of health, and they do take the cap in. Oh, the flank coming in though.
It doesn't. Really nice first bomb by Jevon. He couldn't get close for a second rocket, but with the scout being there as well, that's gonna clean things up. Medic down once again, and it's a costly cap to get here as well. They wanted it early, they saw people coming, but just makes DKZ spawns even worse. It's already terrible advantage, but it's just even bigger now. They wait so long for heals here, and it's just gonna come down one way or another now to how this Uber for Austin plays out, if it will have to play out at all. They got away with it once before here. Can't let them have it again. Sodermont right away onto the point. Will get some damage from Devils here. That's going to be a costly death to have. And everyone else follows through as well. And that's going to do it. Power over point. They don't want to lose any more than this. And that's exactly what Red Dragon wants. It's just cutting the losses here with this force coming out.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. It didn't. I mean, they gave a lot of cap time up without too much pressure, but they just. I mean, it was quite a well-coordinated set play. They just had all the players flooding the point. They got a decent block in and got a force out of it. You know, relatively cheap force, but certainly very, very useful. But Bad Dragon's definitely what they needed, because this is obviously match point for Lucrosa. They do still have control of the point. DKZ coming up to 85% here, so Austin is gonna have to be wary of the Uber coming in pretty shortly. Everyone's just stacked up on that little ramp, but a big soldier bomb comes in, does get the force out done.
That's going to be the Uber going across the point here, but this early it's going to be tough to really reach anyone in the back here. Get a couple of kills in the meantime here, mostly just on the flank though. Everyone on the combo getting out early, good timing with the sack and the combo leaving for Lucrosa, and it's going to just mean Austin's Uber coming up to point, already cleaned up a couple of people after the initial Uber exchange, but Boshi and Broken putting up some damage here, get some kills, and suddenly there's nothing left standing that wasn't on the beam itself. 2 people there, the 2 Bs, Boshi and Broken, just completely pick apart anything not on the beam, and it's just the quickest retake of all time.
Yeah, everyone was blobbed up there from Lucrosa, which is generally what you want to this map, but they all took the same spam from Boshi, and several of them went down. They ended up just Uber coming in, and now we see a big bomb coming in. TKZ on solo tries to hide a dispenser, but Alv does pick him off, so medic down once again for Bad Dragons. Lucrosa have Austin just sat on the bottom, it's nice and safe right now. He has dropped down, but it looks like no one in Bad Dragons really wants to go into a positional bomb until we do see Boshi eventually come in, but there's so many players in front of him, it's difficult to really get anything going onto the medic, and it's going to be an easy recap for Lucrosa and still hold on to a big Uber ad.
Alright, it's coming down to the last seconds, less than a minute total on the timer left here. Let's see if they can somehow manage to come back right now. It's tough on the timer here, with also an Uber to play around as well. After having the advantage here, it will make things a lot harder for Bad Dragons. So just figuring out the best option here. Pick Ollie would be nice. Snipes are not landing. There we go. Broken wins the sniper 1v1. Clean up there late as well onto the scout. There's the force coming out on the back. But they're just railing in the damage into the back, and see more snipes. Broken picking up so many kills for them. They gotta get this going towards point though. So little time left, and a little bit of wiggle room from the Lucrosa. They can let them stand on point. They can just shoot them down while they're doing it. Having the back on the beam, dealing some damage. He claims 2 already. They will get the cap. It's gonna be the last ditch effort here on the point right now. Bomb will not get to the medic. This Uber will have to be the winning push now for Bad Dragons.
Yeah, this is a good position for them. They've got 10 seconds, they've got the Uber coming up, they've got 8 of their 9 players, just the Spy they have to worry about. So as long as they execute this Uber, just completely block the point, a little bit slowly to grip, does get some captain places to get a reflect in an air blaster away as well. Now we're seeing Fridge walking in forward, gets the heavy weapons go, but Demos and Austin are still alive, and it's actually the scout Alv on point. They're gonna take the frags. Alv just absolutely styling on everyone, meat shotting everyone down. He does get the cap in, and Alv wins it this first map for his team, Lucrosa.
Yeah, very impressive finish there. It was the Sixes classes exactly finishing up the fight, while the quote-unquote Highlander classes was just early forcing the fight with the Uber and just baiting everyone to overextend exactly into the last 3 players standing for Lucrosa to clean this up. And we were talking about it a little bit. DM very much matters a lot on King of the Hill, because you're just constantly forced to back up every single smart choice you make with equally as much DM here. And if that's what happens at the end of it, Lucrosa will deservedly take the win on map number 1.
But I think we will have some logs we can bring up from this first map. And the thing that stands out for me really is the Lucrosa flank. And they rewarded it with the top frags and top medic picks as well. So that was clearly a crucial factor.
Yeah, we'll see how much they can transfer into that from this map into the next one. Product is a map that is a bit more awkward for the flank a lot for time, because it's not easy to spot people. It's a lot more cramped. You can a lot easier stop people trying, but once they're there in the backlines, they can still do so much work. Alrighty, let's see what will happen here. The game should be starting up very soon for map number 2, and as per usual, it's a best of 3 if Lucrosa were to win this map. The match will end right there. They won 2 out of 3. They will move on to Premiership after losing the first round in the qualifier. They got around a long way here if it comes to be that way, or Bad Dragons closest to a game 3, which would be upward. This is going to be Lucrosa's map pick here on this map. We'll see who comes out on top between Bad Dragons and Lucrosa for the second map of this Premiership Qualifier.
Yeah, and taking it away again, no, Demoman is going to be super quick. Demo's just a little bit earlier than Quarky, who's going to roll out with a little bit more of a buff. Everyone walking through main here for Bad Dragons. Broken, nicely positioned. Boshi got through the flank pretty early there, and Broken picks up 2 frags onto the combo immediately. It's going to allow Walker to walk across point, as his name suggests. Demos was having to walk to try and fight, but didn't have enough players around him. Had a Spy walking up behind him as well. Manages to dodge all the damage from that, but does get picked up by Broken once more, and immediately we're seeing Broken start to pop off.
Okay, I witnessed something very funny. I don't know if that was on stream, but Meave tried to knife this mini sentry, and that is just not how that works. I don't know if you guys know watching this, but machines do not bleed. That does not work. Do not try this at home.
And we see 100% pretty much from both teams, also just about coming up to it, so it's all a situation where it is basically even Ubers. Lucrosa have been able to navigate the space behind point very freely. They haven't had too much pressure put down on them, so Wizard can actually pop off a couple of shots if he wants. Uber coming in from Demos and Owl, but it's going to be a counter Uber immediately from Bad Dragons, not dropping too many players, just Citrus going down. Broken picks up Wizard as well, who was situated on that cliff area, and really no pressure yet from Lucas and Demos trying to walk forward, but not having that sniper means they're going to have to go pretty quickly or be doomed.
Alright, so far, the talk around town, this is Broken's home map, seems to be running pretty true. Guys on the 6k, that's a very good start for Sniper on this map. Here, hits another headshot off the Kron, quickly cleaned up as well. And with the Andy down on top of that, it might be 2v2, but 2 down each, I should say, rather. But it's 2 very valuable classes to get cap them here down on Lucrosa. We'll slow things down a little bit more here. They're crouching up on the cap as much as they can. Spyplay coming in, a lot of damage hitting DQZ, and after the ball lands in the face, a pipe lands on his feet. Will be lethal damage. Medic down. They did not see that coming here, and Lucrosa can finally wrap up his cap here as well. Get some time on the point. Already half down the round here, but they need to defend it with their life now.
Quarker just got destroyed by an aerial headshot there, and the sacks tried to come in, but just completely gunned down by the anti-air sniper man. And we see 100% up for Austin. They're going to have to go for another sack wave pretty shortly, I imagine. There's still quite a long way. DKZ only coming up to 30% right now. They've got a lot of time off the cap. just off that initial fight, and the bombs coming in once more. Lots of space made by both Kwaki and Boshi, and it's allowed Citrus to walk in, and he does get the force out of Austin, who was full health and in the dispenser.
They feared the heavy, right? I mean, unlike the explosive classes, you can get past the dispenser armor quite a bit in everything that isn't splash damage, especially the flames. I could do that here, and that's the crucial part here, right? You obviously think Sackwaves, you think Soldier Demo Man just flying in like crazy, but if the other rest of the team deals some damage as well, comes in late off of distractions if the Soldier falls apart maybe to a Pyro, right? Just the distraction of that alone can get someone in potentially and do the rest of the work here like it is right now. Bad Dragons picking up the pieces, get the force out pretty quickly. Do lose the Soldier in the meantime as well, but might get a sniper kill as well. Yuka in the 1v1. Oh no, it's turn 1v3. Everyone rolls up to the backline, saves the sniper for now. Reaper's coming up, but they're just getting picked up a little bit right now. 3 down as they pop in, but they will still pop in. And nice dickies for Fork. Nowhere to go for the medic. Walk back, just 2 sticks. Walk forward, there's a scout. Put in between a rock and a hard place here, and down to spawn it goes again here. Quick cap. Not many more casualties here, so quick counterplay on Lucrosa.
Yeah, Lucrosa decided not to, that they thought they'd had enough of an advantage that they could stay forward, but Austin gets punished right now. We see they got a lot of cap time, but Boshi is running in behind, absolutely terrorizing on the flank right now. He's going to lose a 1v1 to Rampasor, but Broken picks up Austin in the meantime, so there's going to be no heals for Lucrosa. They're actually going to take the cap with their medic down, so that's going to increase his spawn a bit, I imagine, and you know, there's so many players down, they're taking the cap, but it's going to be an instant recap here for Bad Dragons, so not the best cap play at all.
People just slowly waddling through Broken sideline one by one. First the demo, the sniper hits a body shot on the scout as well, cleaned up by fire damage as well. Late deaths, sure, quick spawns as well on the crosser, but still time wasted that they don't have too much of anymore. Bad Dragons on the last 40 seconds coming up with an Uber advantage as well. Lucrosa needs some quick counterplay. They can't wait around too much longer. He's Spy in position. Where's the rest of the team waiting to make a play on Cliff right now, but how much more can they wait around for if there's a sniper just waiting for them on the other side?
Yeah, bomb comes in from Demos, but completely launched in the air by Fridge, but it's awkwardly launched above him. DQZ is nice and safe. The dispenser eventually goes down. 2 rockets land, 1 on the dispenser, 1 onto DQZ, but you can just tank all of that by sitting inside the dispenser. Little bit cheap, but when it works, it's very, very effective. And, you know, this time they're going to have 100%. We'll see if they make the mistake they made earlier, or if they're going to go forward earlier with the Uber. They're waiting again. I really don't like this. They've given Lucrosa some time to get on the point, but it is going to be a herpy. They're going to pop Uber on the player capping, and that's a disaster for Lucrosa. First round Bad Dragons.
Very convincing one as well here. Sure, they got a decent amount of time, but it never looked out of their control on Bad Dragons here. The old stereotype in Highlander usually was that Steel is Russian's home map. Maybe we need to change that. Maybe Product is the one we have to fear when the motherland comes home to play. At the moment, it sure looks like it. When we'll see if they can continue the performance. Jevon misses a bit on the jump behind, takes so much damage for 1 missed jump as well, but can still do some damage in the backlines anyway. Just jumps around, steals every pack on the server right now, but in the meantime the fight up front's not going well. They try to rely on the player behind, but up front they're just getting mowed down by people pushing point. Everyone aggressive here. Heavy Demo raining down the damage, and clean up by the scout off of that on the cap itself while capping the point. Nightmare in the back comes in so late as well. The flank class is just not putting in the work right now, this map.
Yeah, you can see they went for a really, really aggressive mid there from Lucrosa. They did get some space on point, but it was Grip and Kronk. While they got space over that caution side, they weren't ready for Walker just to jump down off that cliff and contest him, and he melts him down instantly. That's so much HP and so much damage potentially out of the fight. Now, Lucrosa can get some space. Demo's holding very, very closely. Ubers are traded. It's pretty even trade, actually, but actually, Fridge is going to be able to juggle Austin in the air. He's going to melt him as well, and while a lot of players do go down here for Bad Dragons, they have kept DKZ alive. He's playing a bit risky at the moment. He could be descended on by the spawners for Lucrosa, who are going to be up pretty shortly. A big bomb coming in.
Oh, the Spy will do it actually before the spawners had to say about it. The Spy just wrapped around Spawn will get there here. Both Spies actually putting a lot of work on the table right now. Yuka as well on the other side, while the push was happening, cleaned up 3 people, 1 before the push. Basically every death in this push, basically on the hands of the blue Spy here, but the red Spy just got a very valuable one there late here, and as they cap as well with the spawn advantage, getting the medical here just makes things all the better. Sweet 25% advantage or so in the hands of Austin right now. Bad Dragons with some counterplay forced to come in quickly. They did only get, for how good this looks, a single minute out of this right now.
Oh, Quark is having a bad time at the moment, just walking into a sightline, getting headshot every time. He escaped the first time, but not the second. He does go down, so no demo really for the aggression, and they're actually allowing Austin to take up to this 100%. They haven't been able to get any cap time, haven't been able to get any pressure down onto the Lucrosa combo while they don't have that Uber yet, so they're going to have to worry about Austin's Uber. He's coming up to it now, because he's still only 80%. Bad Dragons are posturing to get aggressive. I don't know if they're going to, yeah, DKZ wisely waiting out this Uber, so we're probably going to have a trade pretty sharpish.
Like you said, right on point here, basically everyone just waiting for the right opportunity here, feeding or trading some plays in backline. It's not the best start, the Elite being one of them as well on the flank, and with Sniper 1v1 going to Wizard as well. It's not gonna be getting much better right now. In fact, it seems to be getting worse and worse right now as they're peeking the sideline over and over, and only now do they decide to pull the trigger on the Uber, cut their losses, make an exchange of it, and see what position they can gain out of this right now. For now though, Black Uber makes grip to score very aggro, maybe too much so. Always sent right into the heavy, nice damage there, but the spy doesn't get the stab. Actually was lining up for it, but Pyro finds the kill first. Switch cleans that up. Everyone's fairly weak on the combo here for Bad Dragons. They're picking up valuable kills.
Yeah, as soon as they get this combo up, you'd imagine they wouldn't get aggressive. You can see now just Captain starting to come in. I don't think there's a mini up from Rambus or Jevon jumping in towards. He's actually going to pick up Fridge. He's going to walk in backwards as well. Broken goes down to Alv as well. So that's several important classes down for Bad Dragons, but they're still fighting across the point. Boshi coming in with the return bomb. Nukes everyone in main. He's going to walk in towards Austin as well. Yucca not quite in a position to cut him off. Gets air blasted towards the medic, but while it all shakes down, it will be Bad Dragons taking the point. Both medics surviving, both up at 100%, and the cap time is very much in Lucrosa's favour this round.
Yeah, very much a strong response out of them so far here, even if they were to lose this round still somehow. It's just a strong bounce back from round number 1, and I don't know if they even will do that at this point here. It just needs one good play on 2 point. They're sitting on it again, and then the last 40 seconds, no time at all to get Uber unless they do get the recap before, and Uber is up on Bad Dragons. Looking tough right now. I don't know if this is capped at all right now, but the exchange will decide that right now. Once again, trying to go deep here with the red combo if they can, and ditch as quickly as they can as well. Demo's not so lucky, and with Nightmare going down as well, numbers are dwindling a little bit on Lucrosa, just sitting behind the cap right now, behind Rock, trying to collect themselves again. Maybe the pick classes do some work here, but it's slowly right now. Only Pyro getting caught here in the end, and the meantime Bad Dragon just keeps on spamming, keeps up some kills on their own here. Soldier kill as well, Boshi going for a flank around, but doesn't believe in the bomb. Could have probably landed on the medic, but hits one rocket that gets the medic stuck in the sideline for just a second too long. Popped up barely and shot down by Broken.
Yeah, pretty disastrous trade there from Lucrosa, just trying to take it in, just get the Ubers out of play, but obviously they didn't get the right classes. They flashed too long on the Pyro. Devis has gone down again, and Frank has been picked up. This is an attempted dry push from Lucrosa, but they walk absolutely into the meat grinder, get a tiny bit of cap top, but absolutely no pressure into the Bad Dragons combo. They're nicely set up, have 100% still. Austin down at just 20% Uber, so with 30 seconds left, it's very, very much turned in Bad Dragon's favour this round, and they're in a really, really nice position. Some cap time coming in, but immediately nuked by some stickies, and Quarky just doing a good job of rotating around, putting spam down on both sides of the point, and the Uber is going to come in now. Quarky going in towards main. There's no one there to cut Austin off, but they do pick up a lot of frags. Kronk and Wizard going down. Fridge walking forward as well, but it's bought a lot of time, and Lucrosa are going to have to push with just 2 seconds left.
Eating a lot of damage early, just right into the pipes. They push immediately here. Nice jump by Devon, cleans up 2. Has the medic right in front of him, but no help to really contest it. Will go down to these arrows in the end. Uber is coming up, but they don't have any more cap time. Davos falls back in the dying seconds to get some heals. Was weak, understandably so, but it's a lose-lose situation. You go back, get some heals, you lose by cap time. You go point with the heals, and you will just get melted, and the Uber would have not saved them there. You can't pop on point and get cap time. They were just boned before the play here started.
Yeah, kind of a mirror image from last map where Lucrosa's the team that was struggling with their dry pushes getting punished by the aggressive defensive position, which was a reverse of what we saw on the previous map. A bomb instantly coming in from Boshi is going to pick up Austin before the mid-fight even really starts. You can see while Bad Dragons have given up a lot of space on point, they're allowing Lucrosa to get some cap on. They're just keeping DKZ nice and safe alive. Quarky less so, but will somehow avoid getting backstabbed by Nightmare. I don't know if that was a beef or just a bit of luck on Quarky's sign, but Bad Dragons have the heals, they can walk back towards the point. They've given the cap up, but Lucrosa, are they going to take this risky fight? Austin is nice and aggressive, they could catch him out with an Uber if they chose.
Alrighty, so far so good. Start again. Not looking too shabby for Bad Dragons, even with 10 seconds off Lucrosa's timer here. This is still looking good with the Uber in their hands. Let's see what they can do from here. Sniper down right away on the end of Lucrosa as well. Pretty badly here, but they cleaned up pretty quick as well. They just push across point here. It looks like they get something out. It's just go aggressive, get this force out quickly and see what they can do from here. Just as long as Austin lives, this is fine. The chase is on, but the chase is not to Austin at all here, but on everyone else in fact. And it gets a lot of numbers down, but mostly just on blue in the end.
Yeah, Fridge eventually does get the foresight. We're seeing DKZ go quite weak. He is chased out by Nightmare, but he's not going to be able to finish off that cap. That was, you know, a pretty good phase for Lucrosa. It all came off Demos' pipes. Somehow he was just sitting at the back, getting healed up and just spamming pipes. Managed to pick up nice pipes onto the sniper who was sat on rock, but also somehow picked up Quarky as well. So just off those couple of pipes, they got a really good exchange out of it. It is basically even Ubers, and now with Wizak going down, that's going to open up a lot of space for Bad Dragons to work with.
Take sniper broken as well, out down right away. 2 down total, no sniper to contest. Doesn't look too bad here, but Demos is just hitting stuff this round right now. Dealing a lot of damage here, but it's not looking back towards anyone else. Spy will find the medic here now, just to slaughter. Everyone wants to counter-frag. DQZ attempted to be contested here, but no one's led to be close. We've cleaned up well there while they're capping too. Makes the spawns on the combo a lot worse. Maybe a quick repush due for Lucrosa here as well, but it'll have to go for the Uber on top of that.
Yeah, as you say, the sport's not really something that Bad Dragons were taken aware of. They didn't have those plays in time. Nightmare is able to walk in, get the frag onto DQZ, and while Broken had won a 1v1 sniper fight with Wizat, he did get picked up by Nightmare as well. So Nightmare really for the first time coming into the combo, making some plays and taking the round back slightly, looking a little bit even. Bit more even, I think.
Captain well underway again, not a long-lived attempt to get some cap time here for Lucrosa. We'll find the Spy, we'll find the Solly, but they lose their medic forward. Boshi just goes deep, and while Kronk mows him down, that rocket left the launcher just before the man died. Cleans up the medic quickly there. How are they going to contest point at all right now for the next few seconds here? This timer will just get better and better for Bad Dragons, while the Uber is getting up there to 100% as well. So once they're ready to go, they've got to contest more or less a fully Uberable DQZ once again.
Yeah, Yevon was trying to go for a blade behind, but lands perfectly in the spawn as Boshi was rolling out. Instantly gets cleaned up, so no flank for him. We're going to see Quarky win a nice demo 1v1 with Demos, who was getting a bit too aggressive on the front. Wizard is dropped down from China now, trying to open stuff up for his team. It's him alone. He does ring out a headshot onto, I believe, the Pyro. And he's got some space on Cliff, and until they can be spammed out, he's going to be a big threat. He's just trying to rain damage down. Not a cap time comes out, does force the Uber out, mostly denied well by Grip, who will pay for it. And we see BF try to run into the combo back, just runs into that Ragwood mini, is picked up, and while they do block the cap, they lose a couple of players, trade for it, and Austin is coming up at 100% now, Dom.
Let's see what it can do here. For now, it doesn't have to come out for the push itself, it seems. They can just send on point. People force back already pretty weak. Quark what he cleaned up late as well. Devon tries to get out of the backlights as well. Cannot escape the pistol of Citrus here. Alright, this is crunch time now. A minute difference between these two teams right now. Bad Dragons only 30 seconds left. A push successfully onto point will look pretty good for their chances, since there's little time to get another Uber for Lucrosa at that point. But they've got to get there first of all, and Lucrosa has held point before. Maybe not on this map so much, but I've shown that they can do it here. Let's see if the counterplay looks good. Bomb comes in, hits a sticky, there's a rocket coming in as well. That would have been lethal. Very much deservedly uses the Uber there. Any counterfacts, maybe not too much. Just the people involved in the sack itself. Boshi dying late is a bit annoying for Bad Dragons. Late spawn for him for sure, but at the end of the day, the Uber is what matters here, and they have a minute to pull it off.
Yeah, good pop from Austin, but you have to feel Lucrosa. Maybe they could just change up a little bit where Austin was holding. They had briefly peeked forward and got a pick onto Walker, but they weren't really in position to be ready for those sacks. You know, they telegraphed a lot that Austin is going to be sat in that dispenser. We now see Demos going down to Broken. Uber is coming in. Austin is this time on Cliff, so he is going to be safe. Nicely positioned from him, and they're not going to get too much damage down. The damage was already coming in Austin. Duke is diving away from Boshi, who is trying to flank. And while Lucrosa have lost a lot of players, the cap has gone back in Bad Dragon's favour. Austin is now back at 100%, so they could push if they want to.
Let's see, it's going to be difficult here, but the Uber is ready for it. 13 seconds, not much time, and this Uber has to do some good work right now. Nightmare position to maybe catch the medic in the backlines as well, but they don't want to pop at all, and that's probably for the best here. Bad Dragon's sitting only at 60 right now, now forced to make the move themselves against an Uber that they do not have at all yet, so crunch time for sure here. Walker on the pack, to do with a spy 1v1 as well on Cliff, but comes out on top after missing the melee swing, gets the shots in anyway. Spy down is a good start. Does it get any better for them? They take their time, they want this Uber, but they need cap time while they're doing it. This is low time on each timer here right now. They've just got to get this going with a cap at the same time as Uber.
Yeah, someone has to step on point. Fridge is going to be the one to do it. He's joined now by several players, but it seems to Lucrosa positioning is just far superior. They're able to descend on the players exposed on the point. So many players going down from Bad Dragons. Lucrosa will sneak that round off, and it was all off the back of them taking that point for free when they did have the Uber advantage. They did a great job of noticing that they picked up Quarky. They weren't walking too hard into any sniper sightline that they had to worry about, so they're able to just get the cap very, very easily, and they win the round off the back of it.
Alrighty, on to another map point for Bad Dragons here. As always, if you're 2 up on this map, the next one ends the game immediately here. So Lucrosa not out of the woods just yet. They need to win 2 more to take this one home here, but looking to get better for them here. Each round gets a little bit better on the timer runner, bombs across point, finding a lot of kills, but not the ones they want to, while Jevon in the meantime finds exactly what he's looking for. The sense on the medic here, but Awesome still alive. Not much with him, but everyone's weak. No one can really cross point for a play right now, nor fall back with the spy just pissing you down in the backlines. Yeah,
brave play here from the Lucrosa combo, but they knew they had the players you want around the medic. They had the scout, they had the pyro and the demo man. Excellent classes for that. See a headshot run out, and big bomb coming in from Boshi, getting juggled everywhere, and does get the force out of Austin. A pretty good pop from him, and they're actually going to use that opportunity to walk forward, try and get something going on the cliff, but just don't feel they have enough support with them and are going to back up to their side. Again, Austin nice and safe on cliff, being aware of DKZ. In fact, he doesn't even really have that Uber up for quite a while, so quite a passive positioning at the moment from Lucrosa, but at the moment Bad Dragons can't do too much with it.
Let's see how it looks like from this position here. Uber's not yet up. So any play onto point is about as risky for the side doing it as the one receiving it, I suppose, but that also just means Bad Dragons is very careful about it right now. Do want to Uber up first of all, but he's gonna let Austin get theirs as well here. Let's see what they can do. Looks like they're squaring up for the push right now. Going onto point. Quark just spamming. Gets some damage in early, but wants to bomb across to force Uber in the end here. And will also end his own time onto point here with that very quickly. And without a demo man, it's looking mighty tough for them right now. That is all falling back very fast. A bit of an empty exchange, or an empty threat of an exchange at least, where they pop in and don't do much else.
Yeah, losing your demo in that exchange is not ideal. They have picked up Heavy and they have picked up Wizard the Sniper as well, so that does give a lot of space if this particular scout wants to move forward. He's getting some cap time beef, and he's just at the moment settling for the cap not going too aggressive into the pocket. Now there's a lot of damage coming down from Kawaki towards Austin in the pocket. They do cap it out. Slightly bad spawns on a couple of players, but Lucrosa not really having the health, not really having the position to take it in, and then walking up now, Debs instantly gets headshot by Broken.
Alright, that's a good pick to get early here, but they need a bit more than that right now. Uber's not yet up, so no safety net for back to the healer. Jevon takes his chance while that's the case. Gonna be one down right away here, but is any more following suit? There's still aggressive point on Lucrosa as well. Heavy aggro there off the cap, here's a lot of damage, takes a bit as well, but they're cleaning up a bit really well as well, and the Uber will come out to even things out in the end, but with 3 down already, how long can they stay here?
They can't stay much longer. Kronk is getting the tail end of that Uber, just ploughing stuff down with his Tomislav Wizards and trying to raining a headshot out as well. Gets another one onto Fridge instantly. He's got Quarky in his sights as well, but will get picked up by the Spy Yucca. But Lucrosa still have the players they want. They still have a Demoban just about sneaking out of that nice surf away from the damage coming down from Quarky. But at the moment, Bad Dragon side, they're not really getting aggressively into Lucrosa combo. Lucrosa just playing a blob around their heels, and Bad Dragon's just trying to cap the point, but often paying for it, not getting as much damage as they would like.
Yeah, making it really, really hard for them here. Lucrosa doing a great job defending this point right now. Not really risking too much, but still dealing the damage they need to do for these kills at the end of the day. Bad Dragons just truly being outdone right now, it looks like, on this map number 2. They can afford to lose this one here, but after that, it's game over no matter what. No matter who wins the next round after that, so they can't bounce back from here. They've got to get a strong answer after this, but as much as tough they want to try it, the Spike is light right on the stab of the heavy here. Exchange once again, also meets them heads on here. Maybe a bit better position for them this time around. Try to get the sniper kill, but it's a pyro against the danger shield. Takes so long for Twitch to get the kill here, but stays alive even after all that for quite a while. Keeps up one more, but the kill on the medic at the end really just needs to seal the deal here right now. No heals for anyone, and they're just getting cleaned up like it's nothing.
Yeah, Lucrosa just about getting the better of that Uber exchange. Particularly, Demos was not in a great position coming out at the end of it, but the focus fire wasn't there for Bad Dragons. And Lucrosa very, very much looks like is it going to be a comeback on this map. They seem to have their foot on the pedal right now, and they've just elevated their gameplay. They're keeping Austin alive, they're playing around him a lot better, and Bad Dragons need to find an answer.
Let's see what they can do here on the final round of map number 2. Who wins this round will be all deciding really. Close to map 3 if Bad Dragons comes up to the top. Lucrosa can win the match on this one here. 2 quick snipes by Broken is a good start, but they lose freefall in return right away. There's the bomb on the sniper as well. That guy can't do much more here, and with that, they don't have anything left in the tank here. Quick cleanup from there. Spy caught as well. No more playmakers left, and Bad Dragons has to concede ground on mid.
Yeah, I mean, not quite as bad as it could have been, just surviving with the 2 players, but the demo man being able to escort his medic out of there means they're not going to be at an uber disadvantage. They've actually picked up Wizard as well, I think, in the... He must have died very, very late and got a poor spawn. So it means they might be able to walk forward before Wizard is in position, is just about. Coming up now, he's actually got to the connector side, so trying to make a play from there. Bad Dragon's just sat in the middle of the map behind this rock, Quarky getting some damage down into pocket, which pretty much knows Austin is always going to be. A lot of damage coming down onto Wizard, but no real important frags, just Alv going down for the side of Lucrosa, Boshi for the side of Bad Dragons, but we see the headshot ring out, Broken picks up Wizard, Kronk goes down to the spy as well. So now if they want to, Bad Dragons could flood across this point.
Yes, some nice work by the pick classes here. Captain is there, and with that, the Uber as well for Red Team here. They don't want them to cap just yet. Even if they get out on top of this with the Uber exchange, they at least waste a lot more time here at the end of all this here. Much later with Bad Dragons will probably mean exactly that. They will get the point here at the end of the day, so on Bad Dragons, but they got a good amount of time, over a minute at the end of the day for Lucrosa. Demo still fighting very aggro. Rest of the team not quite there yet, but no one's punishing him on Bad Dragons for just yet. This has to be an incredible stay on point for the blue side if they want to come out on top. Snipes already ringing out for the red team here. Will make this a lot more difficult. Pyro down makes your medic a lot more vulnerable here. Let's see how they play it. Lucrosa certainly is playing it aggressive. They want the cap back right away. Just position themselves on it with heavy, with scout, get the captain going, and no one's willing to take the fight.
Yeah, Nightmost is able to mosey up to the medic with some damage down before the fight comes in, but this isn't bad for Bad Dragons. They have picked up Kronk. It means they're able to take some space back on point. Demos is going to contest. Wizard wins a 1v1 against Broken as well, so now Wizard is free to snipe down anyone who wants to peek out of that pocket area. He's just focusing his sights. It's going to be a Fist of Steel heavy that is going to be the third to pick. They just try and get some cap time down, but Demos is able to pick up Quarky with stickies as well. That's a bad player to drop just before the Ubers come out. Fridge going forward with Uber. Boshi with a big bomb in behind. He is going to have Alv who's aware of it, but Boshi completely destroys him. We see Archimedes fly out. He can't get any damage down into Austin as well though, and while DKZ is just about alive for the side of Bad Dragons, it's going to be Lucrosa flooding across the point, and Grip wants to get damage down, but will get picked up. Oh, a great serve by Austin.
Oh no, it's a great surf, but what did you just surf into there? Falls back through cliff, lands on the high ground just to meet his end on the bleed damage on the scout. Beautiful stuff before Dragon. That was not a good fight to take that at the end. They lost people early and that was an uphill battle for them to take, but Sniper hits the shots, everyone else hit the shots as well. Scout cleans up 2, Nightmare's then back. Cleans up some more for the red team here. They need him. Timer's getting dangerously close to even as well. However, Diva's far and away not even at all here. DPZ in a bit of an advantage right now. This Uber has the matter once again, but they're getting picked up early already.
Yeah, we can see Fridge trying to contest. He's going to take the grid, but there's so many players down. He's getting launched everywhere. He does manage to get Demos out of there, but Wisak comes in, jumps round the corner, somehow melees him out of the void, and a lot of players, and once more the cap very much in Lucrosa's favour, the Uber advantage in Lucrosa's favour as well, as long as they can keep this several players around their medic alive. There's not too much of a threat, and Broken going down as well. Wizard picking up that fragment.
Austin so weak to spam pipes. Eats a direct and a roller, but serves the roller away to the other side of Cliff. Gets out alive. Uber still in hand, and DPZ only has half of the Uber in hand right now. And you can't pop half an Uber against the full Uber that's looking very threatening right now, but it's not getting a ton done. Walkie Walker, Yuka down. Not great to lose that many, but at the same time here, as long as the vet lives, we have a chance to bounce back from it.
Yeah, just 15 seconds left to the crossover. Alv is again going to run in at the tail end. He does find the frag onto the Pyro, onto the medic, and then Jevon comes in to follow him up. Quarky nicely launched into the air. And while Austin will go down to the spine, the backlines, there's not enough players here for the side of Bad Dragons. Lucrosa will take this map and will put themselves into Premiership Division.
Lucrosa proved themselves here today just enough to make it there. But competition will just get harder, obviously, as we've seen. Had a tough time last week, or early this week already here. Rest of Premiership looking to be an uphill battle for them, but they're ready for the challenge, I suppose. Bad Dragons moving down.
I think Lucrosa, they definitely turned it on the last few rounds. You can see, I think also a big difference, it always makes a big difference on King of the Hill, but the first thing I'm seeing for these logs is the mid-fight's proven to be so crucial. Bad Dragons winning those first 2 mid-fights on product, and then losing the next 3, and whoever won the mid-fight ended up winning the round. So I think that was really, really a decisive factor. As we talked about before the game, yeah, snipers had a very, very big impact on this map, and yeah, both of them top of the scoreboard. So yeah, looking forward to this Premiership season that's coming up pretty shortly.
Yeah, and there's more games coming up soon here, more TF2 coming up in general. If you want to support the stream, it is September. Every sub is, I think, 20% cheaper for a first-time sub, or if you're gifting on any channel you want, including this one, of course. So why not help out when you can? Top div or bottom divs, you're covered for sure for coverage tomorrow, and I guess coming up with much more Highlander as well in the future, and we'll see you there.
Hi-oh, Beaver! Away!